Howard. It's great. Wesley Johnson, Montrez, great. You know, the league has been.
Ice Cube, you see the headline from TMZ. Sorry, Angel Reese, the $5 million offer was only for Caitlin Clark.
You guys are not ready for the complete and utter chaos that just happened in the world of basketball. Ice Cube just gave us the most brutal reality check we've seen in years, and the shockwaves are still going through social media right now.
It's about to get ugly. With the Big Three's $5 million offer to Caitlin Clark never coming to fruition, could a lucrative Angel Reese proposal be up next for the Hoops League? Tell me you don't know ball. I mean, honestly, don't count on it.
Now, we're talking about a $5 million bombshell that has absolutely shattered the story that everyone thought they understood about women's basketball fame. The headline, $5 million offer was only for Caitlin Clark, drove the internet into a complete...
Because Ice Cube has come out and given everybody some brutal truth, and there is a portion of this that just tells you everything that we've been telling you. This is just confirmation. And what's hilarious is this is confirmation from the people that want to pay the money. Sponsors.
Meltdown. But wait, it gets even crazier. Ice Cube didn't stop there. The founder of the Big Three,
Ice Cube himself, at LAX this week, and the Big Three honcho said that there will be no deal put...
dropped what can only be called a business reality bomb, leaving Angel Reese and her supporters in complete disarray. Picture this scene. When someone confronted Ice Cube at LAX, he could have given a trite, politically correct answer about fairness and equality. Instead, he gave the sports world the coldest dose of truth it has heard in years. Ice Cube's answer to the question of whether Angel Reese could get a similar Big Three agreement was so frank that it almost shattered the internet. Don't count on it. 3 words that have transformed the way people talk about the marketability of women's basketball forever. But hold on.
Listen, man, you guys dropped the Big Three again. This is a new season. I remember you famously made an offer to Caitlin Clark, but what about Angel Reese? You think she could ball out? You know, she's pretty solid, you know?
Yeah, she's a great player. You know, the thing with Caitlin Clark, it was just to unlock millions of dollars for the league because of her stardom, what our sponsors was telling us.
Right.
You know, they didn't tell us the same thing about Angel Reese, so I don't know if we can make that sense.
It gets even more intense. A Big Three executive went on record with an appraisal so brutally honest that social media is still trying to digest it. They straight up revealed that advertisers have assessed Angel Reese is not the same kind of draw as Caitlin Clark. Can you imagine? We're talking about professional executives, people whose physical job it is to make money-making decisions, coming out and stating what everyone was thinking, but nobody dared to utter publicly. The reactions have been absolutely wild and perfectly predictable at the same time, with supporters torn between appreciating the honesty and being completely enraged by what they're calling overly harsh treatment. Here's what makes this whole situation absolutely fascinating from a business perspective. Ice Cube isn't some random hater throwing shade for entertainment value.
I see. So, maybe an adjusted amount?
I think we can make that same offer because it won't have the same impact to the league.
It's all smart moves. I see you that's what you do.
This is a successful entrepreneur who has built numerous corporate empires, and he's presenting what he terms brutal truth, backed up with genuine market data and sponsor research. The irony is absolutely delicious here because for months,
Howard, it's great. Wesley Johnson, Montrez, great. You know, the league has been.
Fans and analysts have been making these exact same observations about marketability differences between players. But now that the truth is coming directly from people who are literally putting their money where their mouth is, suddenly it's controversial in sports? The hypocrisy is just mind-blowing. Let me break down the business reality that has everyone so agitated right now. The Big Three isn't running a charitable organization. They're overseeing a profit-driven entertainment league that needs to defend every single investment decision to their sponsors and stakeholders. When you're talking about throwing around $5 million deals, you best believe there's some significant market research backing up those judgments. These sponsors aren't making emotional selections based on who they personally like or who they think deserves credit.
It's a pretty lengthy explanation as to why Caitlin Clark got a $5 million offer from Ice Cube's BIG3 league. Now, I got to tell you, I'm not big on 3-on-3 basketball, but I am guilty of watching this league from time to time because, well, it's kind of a throwback to old school basketball, and it's physical, and there's big guys, and it's entertaining. At times, I've found it more entertaining than the NBA. Now, Ice Cube threw a big offer out to Caitlin Clark, and he believes she entertained it. However, he also believes he was blocked from literally being able to set down.
They're evaluating cold, factual statistics on viewership counts, product sales potential, social media engagement rates, and target demographic appeal. Ice Cube has access to comprehensive focus group research, television rating analysis, and detailed market studies that most of us will never see. When sponsors tell him that one player can move items and increase viewership while another player simply cannot accomplish the same results, that's not opinion. That's measurable market facts speaking. The fact that people are acting astonished by this discovery merely illustrates how orked fan emotions are from true commercial realities in professional sports. Let's speak about Caitlin Clark for a minute, because her case study is absolutely perfect for understanding why the big.
Right now, seething. He explained he's got no issues with the Chicago Sky forward. It's just the dollars and cents.
3 was willing to make such an unusual deal. This woman didn't simply play outstanding basketball in college. She literally smashed television rating records, sold out stadiums throughout the country, and created the kind of mainstream media attention that sponsors dream about. We're talking about a player that could single-handedly drive viewership numbers through the roof, produce viral social media moments, and most importantly, get people who generally don't follow women's basketball tune in religiously. The marketplace has already spoken loud and clear.
Come for Ice Cube. They're about to come and get Ice Cube. We know how this works. It won't be long, but the AR5 fans will seek and destroy, or try to, because that's standard operating procedure for them.
About Caitlin Clark's commercial appeal. Sponsors queued up to associate their brands with her because they could see the direct correlation between her presence and improved sales, higher engagement rates, and broader audience reach. That's not favoritism or unfair treatment. That's basic business economics in operation. When firms invest millions of dollars in athlete endorsements, they need assurance that their investment will create verifiable results. Now here's where the comparison gets truly brutal for Angel Reese supporters. The same market research and data analysis that made Caitlin Clark such an attractive investment presents an entirely different tale when it comes to other players. We're talking about side-by-side comparisons of attendance figures, television ratings, social media engagement measures, and consumer survey replies. The numbers don't lie, and evidently, they portray a pretty clear picture about which players can translate their physical ability into broad commercial appeal. Ice Cube's courage to confront these marketplace realities publicly is honestly refreshing in a world when most leaders hide behind corporate speak and vague equality claims. Instead of assuming that all talented athletes have comparable marketability potential, he's being candid about the true decision-making process that drives large financial investments in professional sports. This kind of honesty has been standard procedure behind closed doors for decades, but seeing it spoken so openly in public has totally shocked folks who prefer comfortable illusions over difficult reality. The WNBA business context makes this whole thing much more difficult and fascinating. We're talking about a league that has struggled with profitability concerns for years, where every significant financial decision has to be carefully assessed to assure sustainable growth. Revenue generation isn't just about recognizing talent. It's about providing the financial framework that allows the league to pay competitive salaries and attract top-tier athletes long-term. When sponsors and investors notice apparent marketability discrepancies between players, those assessments directly impact wage negotiations, endorsement opportunities, and league expansion prospects. What's simply mind-blowing is how sensitive individuals have gotten about acknowledging these business truths. Professional sports has always operated on the notion that athletic talent and commercial appeal are two fundamentally different skill sets. Michael Jordan wasn't the best basketball player ever merely because of his court performance. His global marketability and brand-building power set him apart from similarly brilliant competitors. The same concepts apply across every sport and every gender, but strangely, pointing out these distinctions in women's basketball is suddenly problematic now. The $5 million amount that Big3 promised Caitlin Clark wasn't taken out of thin air. It shows their confidence level in the return on investment she could achieve. We're talking about a business choice backed by detailed market study, sponsor pledges, and revenue estimates. The fact that they're not making similar offers to other players isn't personal bias. It's cold, calculated business assessment based on measurable data about audience appeal and commercial potential. Sponsorship economics in professional sports is incredibly cutthroat, and Ice Cube is only acknowledging what every major company already knows. Companies don't finance athlete salaries out of altruistic benevolence. They invest in athletes who can reach their target audiences, increase product sales, and produce positive brand association. When sponsors look at possible partnerships, they need confidence that their investment will translate into measurable business benefits. Athletic talent alone isn't enough if it doesn't come with the broad appeal necessary to move products and gain general attention. The behind-the-scenes dynamics of these sponsorship deals would definitely stun most fans. We're talking about thorough market research, focus group testing, demographic analysis, and predicted income modeling that decides which athletes get huge contracts and which ones get passed over. It's not about justice or equal treatment. It's about financial results and return on investment calculations that may make or break multi-million-dollar transactions. For women's basketball to continue growing and attracting serious business attention, this kind of honest assessment is actually necessary and beneficial. Pretending that all players have similar marketability potential doesn't assist anyone. It merely generates unreasonable expectations and precludes strategic investment in the athletes who can truly drive genuine growth for the sport. When sponsors and leagues can be explicit about what elements drive their decision-making, it creates clearer avenues for athletes to understand and improve their commercial appeal alongside their athletic skills. The reaction to Ice Cube's statements indicates something incredibly fascinating about how people want to participate with professional sports. There's this desire to assume that skill alone should decide financial rewards. But the reality is that entertainment comp. Annies have long operated on the concept that broad audience appeal drives income development. Movies don't succeed just because they're well made. They need to connect with audiences in ways that translate to ticket sales and cultural effect. Ice Cube's stark honesty regarding sponsor thinking and data-driven decision-making is exactly what the women's basketball discourse needs right now. Instead of pretending that marketability disparities don't exist, understanding these realities enables for more deliberate development of the sport's commercial potential. When everyone knows what reasons genuinely drive large commercial investments, it generates better opportunity for athletes, leagues, and sponsors to work together efficiently. The bottom line is completely simple. Numbers don't lie, and feelings don't pay salaries. Ice Cube is functioning in a commercial climate where measurable results decide million-dollar decisions, and his desire to be candid about these realities should be commended rather than vilified. The marketplace has spoken loudly about different players' commercial attractiveness, and embracing that truth is the first step toward achieving sustained success for women's basketball as a whole. So what do y'all think about this incredibly explosive revelation? Are you Team Ice Cube for keeping it real about business realities? Or do you believe his comments were unnecessarily harsh? Drop your opinions in the comments below. Slam that like button if this breakdown opened your eyes to the business side of professional sports. And make sure you subscribe because we're going to keep bringing you the real behind-the-scenes facts that other channels won't touch.